all that etchy, and the second episode of Vermeil and Gold still ended up being such a wholesome episode. Like, I am totally in love with this anime. And originally it was like, yo, it's going places. It's about this magic academy. It's about this guy who basically summons a demon on accident, one of the most like prolific and most powerful demons of all time. He's basically her master now. And you have all these things that are currently occurring within Vermeil Gold. And then you have this specific episode, which is saying, like, hey, we could do wholesome anime as well. We could do, like, wholesome, good feel anime, too. And I'm like, yo, let's freaking go. So this episode essentially takes up a few different spots. So it starts off essentially with, going through their classes, Vermeil basically, hanging on our main character Alto, kind of like hanging on him like hand and foot kind of thing during classes. Then they come across a specific dragon. She yeets the dragon into space. The dude who was the dragon tamer comes and tries to, talk crap to Alto, tries to like bully him, tries to like challenge him to a duel essentially. Alto as well as Vermeil make him look silly. It gets spread across the school that, hey, Alto beat somebody who is of an upper level. This dude was like a 5th year. Alto just made it to the 2nd year. So, he basically embarrasses this dude. Lilia jumps in and embarrasses this dude even more. Really funny stuff. Alto talks about his dreams to Vermeil, which is, making it to the platinum spot, which is basically like there's 4 corners of mages, and kind of like the mages can fit into like one of the 4 corners, which is like apprentice, bronze, gold, like upper gold, and then you have like platinum essentially. So he wants to basically be like, the best of the best mages. Vermeil swears to help him essentially. Then they get summoned by like the school principal or like the school headmaster or one of the teachers or something. They get told they have to go and compete to go and be the representative. They go and they do that, and I forget what her name is, but the girl who's like a nanny to I think his name's Marcus or something like that. She's the nanny to him. She ends up winning because at the end of the episode, they let the flower fly, and that's kind of what happens. So she's now the representative of the class. She wins by default essentially. But this episode was very like, wholesome in the fact that Vermeil has basically swore to go ahead and help Alto achieve his dreams, that she will make him be what he wants to be. If he wants to be like one of the top mages that exist, he will be the top mage. She will help him get there, but she's gonna need a sucker boy dry a little bit though to get there, which is completely okay. By the end of it too, I was watching the episode, and when they were trying to get the flower, she goes and she basically attacks him. Like, she takes off her clothes to do so, which she doesn't need to do that, but she totally does that. And we have our girl Lilia as well, who also was a little naked this episode too. And, by the time that our boy Alto gets with Lilia, by default, by the time he makes him his lady, he's going to be a well-trained, well-experienced man by all the time that he has to deal with Vermeil. But definitely very exciting to see all that. But Vermeil constantly is taking advantage of him. In those moments, she takes and she giveth back. She gave him his mana back to go and take over that one dude. She goes and gives him some mana back, or she took some mana from him, but gave him the opportunity as his familiar to take over they call him the Cerberus, the 3-headed dog or whatever. So that was all interesting. But the wholesomeness comes from like the relationship that Alto has with Lilia, the wholesomeness that Vermeil shares with Alto by genuinely wanting to help him. And then, I know eventually we're going to get into Vermeil's backstory as well, because if you look at the OP, during the OP, we see a very young Vermeil there, like a child Vermeil, who's going through like some kind of like tragedy or something. Maybe like her home, her town, her city was decimated. It looks like maybe we'll get to figure out how she was turned into a demon, or kind of like how all that stuff works, or if the demons were just like this race and she has some stuff happen to her. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what her backstory actually entails, as we kind of move forward into the anime. But so far, I'm really loving the storytelling. I love these little like bite-sized adventures that we get to go on with Alto as he kind of like makes his way through the Royal Academy now in his second year. I love being able to see the storytelling and the growth of the relationship between him and between Lilia. I love how Lilia is constantly admitting to like, being like his stalker, or in this case, she was like, yo, I've got this really high level potion, this invisibility potion to sneak into your room. I love how she's just like very straightforward with like, yeah, I'm gonna go attack you in bed kind of thing. Like you gonna be mine kind of. I love her aggressiveness. I love how she constantly is jealous, and just like even in class, she's talking crap about Vermeil the whole time. I think that is really cute. I love how Vermeil treats Alto, and she's recognized him as her master, but also genuinely wanted to help him. I'm just waiting for the moment to where that help is reciprocated back, and Alto's helping Vermeil. I think we can all agree that at some point that's going to happen as well. But I love the storytelling, the plot of the anime. Like I know it sounds silly, like in just an ecchi anime, but so far like they do it really well. Like so far, I think like these little bite-sized stories of how Alto is going to grow to be what he wants to be, and how Vermeil's going to help him get there, along with all the ecchi fan service and stuff. I think it's really fun, and so far I'm having a really good time watching Vermeil in Gold. But I'm gonna leave you guys with those thoughts there. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. I appreciate you as always being here each and every week for Vermeil in Gold starting this summer. This has been another solid freaking episode, and let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys next week on next Tuesday. All right, my friends, peace.